Hey everyone, this is Ron with Bridgecom Systems. My call sign is KC0QVT and I'm coming at you live from Bridgecom HQ in Smithville, Missouri. And I want to thank you guys for joining us this morning here. It's 11 a.m. Central Time in the Midwest. And what I've put on tap for you guys today is a pretty cool show based on some feedback that I recently got from a Facebook post that I put out on our group page inquiring from you all, what would you like to see a show on? And it's kind of encouraging to see that Stephen Seifert, he's in the house. I saw him chime in. Well, this one's for you, Stephen. I think that you had suggested, fundamentals on DMR, how to CQ someone. And I was kind of taken by surprise by that because, I'm in the bubble. We do this a lot, and I tend to forget that, there's a lot of folks out there that are just getting into this. They're migrating either from HF or they're new hams, or they're just totally new to DMR, and there's just some fundamentals that need to be reviewed or gone over so guys can feel comfortable about making their first QSO. And that's what this show is about this morning. We are going to just run through some tips that I've found to make me successful making conversation with other hams. We got into this because we want to have conversations. We want to meet people. And we're going to use our DMR, our 878 handheld, a hotspot. And to be honest with you, these hotspots, they're a game changer. They have really opened up the world to a lot of folks that don't have access to repeaters and also want to make contacts all over the world. So these hotspots are a game changer, and it gives us this freedom that we've probably not had in this way, using this over the internet. With the HF world, obviously we can bounce signals all over the ionosphere and make contacts that way. But this way, with this hotspot, you can pretty much drive this thing to where you can make contacts anywhere. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to give you guys some tips of what to do, what I do. I wouldn't consider myself like a guru on this subject, but I've gone out and made a lot of friends. And in fact, several of the friends I've made have come in through this Facebook group page, and I've helped them along the way. So that's what I'm going to do today. I want you guys to be successful with your radios. I'd hate to see you get all this stuff and then just not know what to do with it. So I'm going to help you do that this morning, give you some tips. So I've got some show notes that Tanner will include here. Got them right here, and they're on our shared drive. So if Tanner put that link in your feed there on Facebook or YouTube, then you guys can follow along with what I'm doing, and you can see the links that I'm going to provide. But let me just go to the whiteboard here real quick, and let me back up real quick and tell you that I'm not going to spend a lot of time showing you guys how to program your radio today. I have pre-programmed my radio to 5 different talk groups. If time permits, I'll program one up for maybe a user that's an attendee that's live here, and have a QSO with them. But I've pre-programmed my radio to communicate with my hotspot already, and I'm just going to demonstrate, how I would make a QSO with someone. So to get started, one of the easiest ways that I've found to make less anxiety about making a QSO is to find a weekly net. Okay, nets, as you know, are pretty common in the analog world. If you're a member of an amateur radio club, you probably have a weekly net of some kind, and you just jump on and do what's called a check-in. Well, these are also going on in the DMR world, and they provide an awesome opportunity for you to just, they're actually asking you to make a contact. Anybody want to check in? And then, of course, you announce your call sign, and then, of course, as the control operator goes through the list, and then he follows back and asks for any updates, things that they should, be aware of. So if you go to the show notes here, you're going to see that sometime back I put together a weekly net list of nets that I found on just scouring the internet, and I put this on our website called Amateur Radio Digital Nets, and you can see that there's something going on almost every day. And this is a great opportunity for you to find something to do and get involved. In fact, so it's Wednesday, so let's go down to Wednesday. We've got this Illinois Digital Net taking place tonight at 8:30. We've got this Southeast Link, and this is a really big one. These guys bring together all the different modes, and if you're on Brandmeister, TGIF, the various networks, even the various other modes like System Fusion, YSF, even NXDN, some analog. They've got a talk group associated with that, so that looks like a big net. Then there's an astronomy net taking place at 9 p.m. and then of course DMR Utah net. But a net is a great place to go to start your journey, because they want you to chime in. There's no impediment, like just check in with your call sign. That should be a first step. The next place I would recommend going to just see if there's any activity, and it is to find out if there's anything going on, is this page on Brandmeister called Last Heard. Okay, and this is where you can see that there's activity, and if in the event you want to program these talk groups into your radio. Now, I've kind of likened what this approach is to going fishing. You're trying to find out where the fish are biting. Now, this page takes a bit of time to update, but once it gets to going, you can see there's a lot of activity on the Brandmeister network. You actually can see all of the talk groups being used, okay? And now that I've got the page pulled up, you can see that there's people, contacting the parrot, and you want to look at this destination address or talk group number for maybe wanting to program. Looks like somebody just keyed up on worldwide. You've got people on America Link 31656, Colorado. There's other links, but this is a way to just go and see where the fish are biting, if you will. And that's a tip for you as well. And then if you need further information on the groups, you can go down here and you can see a growing list of talk groups on Brandmeister. Now, Brandmeister, just to step back for a moment, is a very large DMR network, and it's open. Your hotspot can connect to it, and we're not going to get into the details of it, but it's a massive network. And I'm going to just click on this link as well right now and show you guys there are, let's see, 1,618 available talk groups on Brandmeister, okay? A lot of talk groups. These are ones you can put in your radio. North America 93, worldwide 91. A lot of folks are using that. That's a very active talk group. It's sort of like Hotel California. Once you go in there, it's hard to leave, because you have to be able to get a disconnect in, okay, if you want to leave, and that's tough, especially when there's a lot of communication going on. Great place to start. Let's see. Since I'm in the United States, I'm going to go down here. There's all the states have a talk group, and I'm going to focus on those this morning. You start out at Alabama 3101, Alaska 3102. Okay, so these are talk groups that are available to you. Okay, so that's that. Now the fourth tip that I would well, let me go ahead and make these known. So you've got the net, you've got Last Heard on Brandmeister. And then on the Pi-Star website, you've got, you can look at talk group list for Brandmeister. And then fourthly, and this is one of probably the most important, just have confidence in yourself. I mean, you've got your amateur radio license. You've done the hard work, you've got the equipment now. So, as I've stated, we're all new at one time here. There's a lot of folks on the air looking to make new contacts too, and it's a great way to make new friends. I've made several new friends. I think of Dave Nudie. He's in Ohio, he comes to mind. Craig Hand, he comes to mind. He's a guy out in California. This has just opened up a lot of opportunity. I mean, I hope to meet these guys one day, hopefully at Dayton. So you got, have confidence, okay? Just get out there. Nobody cares. They just, They just want to meet you. They want to, you know, you need to tell the world your call sign. So with that said, I'm going to demo some of these efforts. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is here and try to make some contacts. I don't know if anybody's going to be there, but I'm going to try. So I've got my radio here. I've programmed it up. The first step you want to do is you just want to check the parrot. So I'm going to chime over here. I've got the parrot. The parrot is a way to find out if you're actually getting into the repeater, or in this case, the hotspot. So I'm going to key it up and turn up the volume here so you guys can hear it. KC0QVT, and I should hear myself come back.
KC0QVT.
Okay, that's a good sign. That means the hotspot hears me, and that's coming from the Brandmeister server, so I know I'm good. So now I've got a list of talk groups here that I'm going to try, and I'm going to follow my own advice here, and I'm just simply going to announce my name and just say I'm monitoring talk group, whatever it might be, and introduce myself and just ask if there is anybody there for a radio check. Okay, now if you guys are coming from the HF background, you know, we've often, you know, some start with CQ to get the ball rolling. You don't really need to do that with FM. Okay, you can do it if you want, but it's not really necessary because everything is on frequency and you've got pretty much a pipeline open to the world. So I'm going to go ahead and take the radio off here, and I'm going to put it. I've got a disconnect. I put Alabama in here. I put Utah, a Papa Chat, which you can see in this list on the notes, Ohio, I hit the volume knob there, and South Dakota. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try Utah. If anybody's out there on Utah, I'm going to try the Utah statewide. So I'm going to just show you guys and train you on how to make a QSO. Okay, and I've got my radio all programmed up and ready to go. So let's try this. This is KC0QVT monitoring Utah statewide. My name's Ron. Is there anyone available for a radio check? Now, it might be that it'll take...
Ron, I hear you loud and clear. KF6DGN.
KF6DGN. Hey, KF6DGN. Hey, it's a pleasure meeting you. Yeah, name's Ron. I'm in Smithville, Missouri. Where are you at in Utah? Or are you in Utah?
Ron, I'm actually watching you on the right now. I'm one of your customers. Thank you for your university and all your classes and videos. You made DMR excellent. Thank you, Ron. KF6DGN.
Oh, DG. Oh, hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Where are you calling on? Are you in Utah?
I'm actually in Canyon Lake, California. Canyon Lake, California. Just put this in the droid store real quick so I could help you out with your video.
Okay.
But I do have your singing song sitting right next to me. I just don't have that one plugged in. But thanks for the videos. Canyon Lake, California. KF6DGN, David.
Okay, just he's coming in from California, but we're talking on the Utah statewide.
7 VRM from Utah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, hey, this is Ron, KC0QVT. Could you repeat your call sign, please?
KJ7 VRM. This is Craig from Layton, Utah.
KJ7 VRM. Okay, one of the things that I've not done with my radio yet is I've not updated my contact list. Now, if I'd have done that, I probably would have seen his call sign come up on my display. And so I'm asking him to repeat his call sign. So I got KJ7 VRM. Yeah, KJ7 VRM. This is Ron, KC0QVT. How's weather in Utah? Whereabouts are you located? I was just out in Park City a week ago skiing, probably at the tail end of the season. Are you in that area?
I'm in Davis County. Windy last night and today.
high wind warnings. We got a few electrical people having problems. But where I'm at, it's calm this morning and pretty good.
All right. Davis County. I have no idea where Davis County is. All right, cool. Well, listen, I'm just training some folks on how to use DMR, and I really appreciate you coming back and just being friendly. I appreciate it. KA7. How long have you been licensed? KA7 VRM.
KJ7 VRM is Craig.
Craig.
I've only been licensed a couple months. I've actually taken 2 different tests, and I've got my general now.
Oh, nice. Hey, congratulations. I studied got my extra class last December. So I went to the top of the mountain and got that done. So yeah, congratulations. Are you planning on going to extra soon?
I'm studying for extra now. I'm planning on taking it probably about September. We're going to do a little bit of a road trip this summer, so no hurry, but I am planning on doing it so I can help out as a volunteer examiner.
Well, hey, good luck with that. Hey, I got a quick question for you. You guys have a net tonight, a Utah statewide net. I was out there like I said, a couple weeks ago, and I did make effort. Is that Salt Lake DMR repeater? Is it on the air right now? Are you guys doing your nets?
My understanding there will be a net tonight. I picked up on that earlier in the week. A couple guys talking about it, so I'm planning to tune in and see what happens. I'm still pretty new at it.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, listen, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Again, my name's Ron, call signs KC0QVT. I'll be clear on your final. Over.
VRM clear.
Okay. Okay, there you guys have it. We were on Utah statewide. I'm nervous. I'll be honest with you. You know, I don't know who I'm going to meet, but everybody's pretty friendly, and I love talking on the radio. The guy just got his license here, his general class. He's in Davis County. Seemed like a great guy, just getting into ham radio, enjoying what's going on. But it's really cool to see. But that's a good example of what can happen. So yeah, just get out there and you know, put your line in the water. So what I want to do, okay, and I want to move on to another talk group, is I have to disconnect from this particular talk group. So I need to tell the hotspot to disconnect so I can go ahead and talk on another one. Now you might be able to just go ahead and tell the hotspot, you know, go to another talk group, but I'm going to just show you the proper way, because this is what you want to do with a repeater as well. So you've got this disconnect and it's talk group 4000. And then you just key it up one time, and it should say unlinked. Maybe. It did come back. It didn't unmute. Let's see if it does it again. It's sending something, but it's not unmuting. I can turn on, let's see if, okay, I got digital monitor. Let's see if that does it. I don't know why. Okay, it's coming on time slot 2, and I think I'm on time slot 1 with my, okay, that's a good point. My disconnect is set up for time slot 2, and I'm talking on a hotspot on time slot 1. That's why I couldn't hear that. So I need to fix that in my programming. So I'm going to turn that off. But I'm talking through the hotspot on time slot 1. So that's a good point. If you guys are ever, you think you want to try to get the parrot, you're on, well actually I don't know, I'm trying to think if that would even be a factor. I was trying to disconnect from time slot 2 and I was on time slot 1. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so yeah, I made 2 friends this morning. Canyon Lake, California, KF6. Oh, what did I? DGN and KJ7 VRM. So let's go to Ohio. Maybe my friend Dave Nudi's is listening. Let's try. KC0QVT. This is Ron monitoring Ohio statewide. Is anyone available for a radio check? Somebody's you can look on your
Ohio State while you're on clear. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Fox Delta.
Whiskey 8 Victor. Whiskey 8 Victor Foxtrot Delta. Hey, this is Ron, KC0QVT. I'm in Smithville, Missouri. Just checking my radio out here and showing some folks how to make a QSO. Appreciate the comeback. Where are you located in Ohio? Looks like some folks are all getting in on it. Hopefully he'll respond. There he is.
Yeah, we're in the far northeastern corner of Ohio, a little town called Andover, about 30 miles south of Lake Erie and about 2 miles west of the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. Good. Name here is Mike.
Mike. Oh, hey, Mike, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Are you coming through on a hotspot or a repeater?
I'm actually on my repeater located in Andover on the city water tower. It's not super high profile, but it gets the job done. It covers the area, immediate area nicely, and there's a couple other DMR machines that cover the area. But, yeah, just on the way home from lunch and heard you in there.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming back to me. Yeah, I'm on a hotspot myself. I'm talking through a radio right here on the bench. I got my physical connection to the internet here, and just making some contacts. And glad you chimed in. But yeah, you having a good lunch? Everything going good? You know.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful day here. About 58 degrees here. Today's going to be the last nice day we're going to have for a little while. They're calling for rain and a little more seasonable temperatures. It's been above average the last few days temperature-wise, but we're going to be going back down into the 50s-ish, which I'm not terribly opposed to, but it'd be nice to have some warmer weather. But, yeah, just on our way back to the home QTH. Yeah, the city water tank's on the next property adjacent to mine, so I'm actually able to pipe the internet connection from my house to the repeater site, so that's how I'm able to get internet to my repeater.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm about probably 5-6 miles from a pretty decent repeater north of me, and it's got a pretty decent footprint, probably about 12-15 mile radius. But yeah, having a nice repeater, a DMR repeater available to you really is really cool. And of course, having a hotspot makes it even better because you can go wherever you want. Well, anyway, Mike, I sure appreciate the comeback. Whiskey 8 Victor Foxtrot Delta. Yeah, Ron's the name, KC0QVT. I'll be clear on your final, my friend.
All right, Ron, have a good day. And yeah, you're sounding pretty good there on the hotspot. No problem at all. Yeah, I used to run a mobile hotspot there, and then we finally got some repeaters that got the DMR coverage up to where I can run RF on my travels to and from work and such. So 7-3 for now, and maybe we'll catch you again sometime. This is WVFD Mobile, designated and clear.
All right. Well, there you guys have it. I mean, I was going to do, you know, South Dakota, the Papa Chat, Alabama statewide, but I think you guys get the point. And I'm seeing some guys chime in saying, hey, just heard me on the Ohio. Yeah, see, there's another, yeah, I've got the channel open here, so I should be getting some traffic on Ohio statewide. And there's probably going to be some folks going back and forth while we're finishing up here. But, you know, again, have some confidence. I get nervous too. I mean, doing these live streams, and, you know, I was kind of really nervous about this one because, you know, I don't know if anybody's going to contact and get back with me. And I don't know how big how many people are monitoring these talk groups and stuff, and then especially doing it all in front of you guys live, you know, where I have to, you know, I'm hoping people are there. So yeah, it's something that you definitely need some confidence. But you know, you've got your radio license, or if you haven't gotten your radio license, it's a good excuse to go get one, because you're gonna you're going to open up a whole big world. You see, I met three guys, super nice to me. Happy to, you know, get on the radios, talk to me, you know, talk about the weather. I mean, we could have gone on. I'm pretty good at asking folks questions to get, you know, things going, and pretty soon, you know, you meet a guy, and then you go to Dayton or Orlando, and you know, oh, I remember talking to you back in wherever. You know, I've seen that happen so many times. So it's just get out there and do it. We do have several videos from previous live streams, trainings, things like that to get your radio programmed. I mean, I didn't want to focus too much on the mechanics today of programming your radio, because you know, we spent a lot of time doing that, and I know there's a lot of folks still you know, needing support in that. I would encourage you to go back and look at some of our previous videos. But when Stephen Seifert said, you know, hey, can you do a video on just how do you just make this work? I thought, man, I got to do that one. So that's what this video and this training was about. And you know, I invite you to watch it again. You got the notes, and you should. You know, there's a net tonight in Utah. There's a net, you can go to that page. There's several ones. So just use those as excuses to get out there and start talking. But with that, I'm going to wrap up today's live stream. And, oh, there's a okay, we got some questions coming in.
First one is, even though, you know, you don't have it set up in your contact list, you can still see call signs on the SkyBridge Plus screen, right?
You can, okay, the question is, if you don't have, yeah, the SkyBridge itself, if you don't have your radio programmed for all the contacts, the SkyBridge itself will, or in this case, because it's got a display, now it depends on your hotspot. I'm just talking about this one, for example. This one will display the incoming person's contact information if it's in the database from radioid.net. So yes. Now, like I said, I have not updated my contact list, and you saw me scrambling to write these guys' names down, but I could have seen that from my radio, but all I saw was a number. Other questions?
I get my system tomorrow. Another YouTuber said when signing into a talk group, you need to chirp first before talking. This allows the radio to connect so you know if anyone is talking. Is this correct?
Okay, the question is, do I need to make a connection with the hotspot first, like open up the channel, as it were? The answer is yes, you can do that. It's people call that they kerchunk the system. You can. This happens a lot on Talk Group 91. They want to, you know, get the thing going so audio traffic begins to flow. But no, you can actually key up and introduce yourself. Now, if the system is busy, it's not going to let you in anyway, but it will open up the channel. So you should key it up, announce your call sign, and that will gain you access to the talk group on your hotspot or a repeater. That'll open it up. But yeah, if you're keying up your radio, you should announce your call sign at first. That's what we're supposed to do. But don't just kerchunk everything. I mean, you hear that going on a lot, and it makes you wonder, like, what's going on? Ain't nobody talking. You know, everybody's kerchunking the thing just to open it up. You ought to just say, hey, you know, KC0QVT, and if it's open, somebody will respond. And if you don't get in, you won't hear. You'll immediately start getting other traffic from maybe an ongoing conversation. But at least you satisfied the commission.
How do I know if my DMR is connected to a talk group through my hotspot?
Okay, how do I know I'm assuming your DMR radio is connected to, what is it?
A talk group through a hotspot.
Talk group through a hotspot. Okay, one way you can find that out is by going to your, assuming you're running Pi-Star, okay, you can actually go to the page and actually, you could actually go to your self-care page and see where you're statically connected. That's what you want to do. Let's do that real quick. I'll go to Brandmeister in this case. I'll log in, and hopefully I can see what Brandmeister thinks I'm doing. So let me log in real quick to the self-care. Okay. All right. Then I got this, my hotspots here. Okay. I'm 3129172. And I'm going to click on this sheet. Now I think if it, okay. Okay, it doesn't tell me that. You know, I honestly don't know. I don't know. Maybe somebody else knows that. I know that you when you key into your hotspot, I think it stays static on a hotspot pretty much forever. Now I know a repeater, you only buy like 15 minutes, and then it goes back to an idle state if it's not static to that. If the system operator's not set it up as a static talk group, it will just buy you 15-minute block of time every time you connect to it, and that's how you know, and then it goes away. So I don't know exactly how you can find out what you're connected to. Well, no, you know what? I'm sorry, it just popped up. I didn't see that. It does say I'm still connected to Ohio. Okay, because I just did this. And it's called being idle static. So yes, you can go on here and look. Now, just for fun, I'm going to go disconnect real quick and see if that disappears. So I'll put this over here so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And I'll put the, again, I don't know if this is going to do it because I'm on time slot 2. Whoops, the volume is way down. Should say disconnect. All right. Now, I can also manually remove this, it looks like, as well, but this is an auto-static talk group. So let's just move that over here. I think that, okay, so there, I'm now manually disconnected from a talk group, but that's how I would, yeah. Dave Torkelson states, use the cursor and hover over the static talk groups to see the list of your talk groups. So that's what we did there, yeah. So now I'm no longer connected, I did it manually. So yeah, your self-care page on your Brandmeister page is where you want to go in, and you can actually see like what is my hotspot currently connected to. And yeah, Craig Howe, Utah DMR 3149. There is a net tonight. Thank you for that. You guys, and I did talk to a guy, Craig, in Davis County, Utah. So that's 7 LAN, I think. So yeah, join that. I tried to get on that. Well, no, I was busy up in Park City. I couldn't hit the repeater down, and there was no DMR repeaters up there, and I didn't have my hotspot at that time.
We got a question here.
No, okay.
Ron, does a Pi-Star hotspot have a specific firewall configuration needed for two-way communications?
Okay, does the Pi-Star hotspot have firewall configuration? It's typically set up for DHCP, okay? What that means is that you should be able to just connect it to your internet, and the router that you connect it to, whether it be Wi-Fi or physical connection like I've got, will give it an IP address, and it'll automatically connect to the network that you set it up for. Okay.
When connected to a hotspot, is it normal for the radio to not show signal strength or bars? I see no bars when there is no traffic.
Okay, Brian writes, yeah, and I'm just going to repeat what Joe stated. When connected to a hotspot, is it normal for the radio to not show signal strength bars? I see no bars when there is no traffic. Yeah, that's correct. You don't, I mean, if there's no traffic, you're not going to see your S meter on your radio go up. In fact, like right now, if you want to jump over to my, I can hit the talk group disconnect here, and you can see that the bars are going to come off when the, see there, right there. That means it's seeing signal from the hotspot, and it still sees it, okay, and then it went away, okay. If you have a DMR repeater in your area, can you connect to any talk group? Yes and no. It depends on the kind of DMR repeaters, what network it's set to. If it's a C-bridge or what might be DMR marked, they may exclude certain talk groups. There's a lot more control over that. If it's a Brandmeister, then yes, it pretty much is open to anybody talking on. I don't believe they're excluding certain talk groups on Brandmeister. Unless there's some kind of special consideration given to certain networks. But I believe depending on the network, you could be able to talk on any of these talk groups through your DMR repeater if it's connected on Brandmeister. If it's other networks, there might be a little bit more control, like a C-Bridge, which is your Moto Turbo DMR Mark group, IPSC. They might have a little bit more control. So check to see what network your repeater's connected on. And you can do that by going to repeaterbook.com and looking up the credentials of the repeater. Steven Seifert, yeah, hey, great. I'm glad you saw this. I was thinking about you when I did this. But yes, you prompted this. So kudos to you, Big 7-3. Very much so. I think there's a lot of folks wanting this information. Definitely, they want to see what's really going on, how many friends you can make. So yes, it totally slipped my mind. I figured everybody knew how to do all this. So anyway, look guys, it's been a great morning. I want to thank you for spending your morning with me. I hope you got a lot out of this training. It is kind of basic, but it's what we need to know. We need to know how to make contacts. That's what this is all about. It's making new friends. There's a lot of friends. This little device here and that radio gives you access to the whole world. And I just want to encourage you to get out there and jump in. Maybe you'll get on Utah DMR net tonight, or the other nets that I've got here. Let's see, I don't want to exclude one of them, but yeah, I got this list here on, there's a big Southwest Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia link. The Illinois Digital Net. There's some nets going on tonight, so hop on. Anyway, 7-3 to you all, and good morning.